How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be making an incredibly delicious and moist banana bread. It is super easy to make this recipe, and you only need one bowl for the entire process. So let's get right into the recipe. So the first thing that you want to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and then you're gonna want to grab a loaf pan. This one just so happens to be 9 by 5. You gonna want to spray that with some type of cooking spray. Or you can use butter to rub all around the inside of the pan, and then flour to dust all around the inside of the pan. I like to do both because sometimes when I just use cooking spray, sometimes the bread will stick, and sometimes when I just use butter, it will also stick. So I like to do both just to be on the safe side. Then after you have done that, you want to go ahead and grab a large bowl. And this is where we're going to start mixing everything together. First, we're going to add in 3 ripe bananas. Now, what does ripe mean? Well, ripe means that they're nice and soft, almost to the point where they're overripe. You don't want them to be hard and crunchy. You want them to be really soft and ripe. So these are perfect. And if you notice, I have brown spots. That's okay. It doesn't affect the taste at all. And those brown spots actually add more flavor into the banana bread. Anyways, go ahead and mash those bananas with a fork until there are no more big chunks left. Then we're going to add in ½ cup of granulated sugar. Now, if you prefer your banana bread to be more sweet, you could always add in more sugar. But I find that 1/2 cup is just perfect for me. And then we're going to add in 1/3 cup of vegetable oil. You can use canola oil, olive oil, coconut oil, whatever your preference is. And then we're going to add in 2 eggs. And then go ahead and mix that all together until it's well combined. And then we're going to add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and then mix that in as well. Then we're going to want to start adding in the dry ingredients. And our first dry ingredient is 2 cups of all-purpose flour. And then we're going to add in 1 teaspoon of baking soda and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now, if you have a stand mixer, you could definitely use that. But I find that when I use my hand mixer, it works perfectly fine, and it gets everything nice and lumpy. You don't want this to be completely smooth. You want it to be a little bit lumpy. So it's going to be very easy to work with. And then go ahead and mix that on low speed until everything is just incorporated. Now, if you notice that the batter is a little bit too stiff, you can always add in a little bit more oil, maybe 1 tablespoon more, and then mix that in. You want it to be slightly sticky, but not too wet. If it's too wet, then you're going to have a really hard time getting it out of the pan. And if it's too dry, then your banana bread is going to be really hard and crunchy, and nobody wants that. They want it to be nice and moist. So once you have the perfect consistency, then go ahead and pour that into the prepared loaf pan and then spread it evenly throughout the pan. Then you want to bake this in the preheated oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 50 to 60 minutes, or until a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. Now, if you're like me and you live in a hot climate like here in Las Vegas, then your banana bread is going to bake a lot faster. So keep an eye on it towards the 45-minute mark. You don't want it to burn. You just want it to be perfectly golden brown. And then once you see that it's almost done, you can start checking it with the toothpick. You want to check it in multiple places just to make sure. And then once you see that it is done, then go ahead and take it out of the oven and let it cool in the pan for about 10 minutes. Now, I know it's going to be really hard to wait, but you do have to wait. If you take it out too soon, it's gonna fall apart and crumble, and you're gonna have a really hard time getting it out of the pan. So just go ahead and wait that 10 minutes. It's gonna be worth it. Then after it has cooled down for 10 minutes, then go ahead and take it out of the pan and let it cool completely on a wire rack before slicing and serving. Now, I like to dust mine with some powdered sugar just to make it look pretty. And if you want to get fancy, you can even make a cream cheese frosting and then frost the top. But I gotta tell you, this banana bread is so moist, so delicious, it does not need any type of frosting. It's absolutely perfect just the way it is. But anyways, that is all that I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.